In order to continue our lessons with liturgy class, I'll record a few videos on Friday and send them out before Shabbat. That way we can continue to learn about the Siddur, one prayer at a time. A little history about this class is a few months ago we started at Modim, and we're working through the Siddur Lev Shalem. So if you have one at home, you can open it. We've been going one page at a time, one prayer at a time, through the Siddur. So where we're at now is page 164. So if you have a Siddur Lev Shalem, you can take it out and open to page 164, and we are on the prayer that is the second to last blessing in the Amidah. It's called Modim, and it looks like this. See? Modim. We'll read it through together, stopping to talk about its major themes. So, we'll start on page 164. First of all, with this particular blessing, when we say the word Modim, we bow at our waist. Unlike the beginning of the Amidah, where we bow with our knees, here there is no bowing with the knees, it's just a bow at the waist. I think the reason is because there's no Baruch here, and Baruch requires Birkayim. So it has the same root, Baruch and Birkayim. And Baruch is a blessing, Birkayim are knees. And so we're not saying Baruch, so we're not bending our knees. So we are bowing to show humility, to show that we are, that's what Modim means. It means grateful. And so we're showing humility in expressing this gratitude for everything that we have. So we bow at our waist, Modim, and we say, we thank you, for you are ever our God and the God of our ancestors. You are the bedrock of our lives, the shield that protects us in every generation. So the very first thing we're saying is thank you for just being God, for just being our God. We're grateful that we even have a relationship with something bigger than us. Oh, and not just something bigger than us. It says you're the bedrock of our lives, which is to say, God is not necessarily above, but kind of the foundation with which we can grow and interact with the world. There was a great drash I heard through my wife, Rabbi Kayla LaBelle, who heard it from her rabbi, Rabbi Sharon Brous, of the cherubim, the golden cherubim on the ark. These were golden figures of angels whose feet were connected to the ark and whose arms reached upward and whose faces looked toward each other. Here, we have the same thing, whereas we're asking to see each other and feel grateful for the community we're in, to reach upward, to have a relationship with God and say thank you, but also that God is that bedrock of our lives where our feet are grounded, from which we can experience the world. So we continue. It says, we thank you and sing your praises for our lives that are in your hands, for our souls that are under your care. So here we're saying thank you, but we're also giving this reminder to ourselves. We're thanking you, God, for our lives that are in your hands, for our souls that are under your care, which is to say, our lives, our souls are borrowed from God. It's a miracle that we're even here. It's a miracle to even be alive. And we recognize that that reality won't be like that forever. And so we're taking a moment and just saying thank you for being alive. Thank you that I'm not just alive, but that my soul is under your care, God. Both of us are taking care of it. And then it continues, for your miracles that accompany us each day, and for your wonders and your gifts that are with us each moment, evening, morning, and noon. So I'll tell you what I do during this part of the blessing. I like to think about a miracle that's happened that day so far. So when I say the words Ve'al nisecha shebechol yom imanu, and for your miracles that accompany us each day, and for your wonders and your gifts that are with us each moment. I try to think of a little miracle, a little gift. It could be a moment I had with my kids that was really lovely. It could be something special that I learned in Torah. It could be just the fact that I feel good that day, that I'm, not in pain. It could be just a beautiful thing that you saw outside. You name it. But I think that line is a perfect opportunity to stop and actually find one thing to be grateful for. And then it continues, actually. If you want a further challenge, which is very meaningful, you can say, in the words, and for your wonders and your gifts that are with us each moment, evening, morning, and noon. There, you can pause and actually imagine a moment that you're grateful for. Remember a moment from the night before, from evening, when you say the word evening. When you say the word morning, you can find a moment, one thing you're grateful for from the morning. And same thing, when you say noon, you can find something you're grateful for from, if it's the afternoon, you can find something grateful for then, or you can imagine something that you're going to be grateful for come the afternoon. The prayer continues. You are the one who is good, whose mercy is never ending, the one who is compassionate, whose love is unceasing. We have always placed our hope in you. Okay, but there's about to be a dichotomy. We say you is a hatov, God, you are the good, whose mercy is never ending, who's compassionate, whose love is unceasing, a boundless love that we're grateful for. But then look at the end. We'll skip the small paragraph. We'll talk about that in a second. But this blessing ends on the bottom of page 164. I'll kind of point to it. See, it goes from this big paragraph here. This is something that we'll get to in a second. But after one finishes with this paragraph, they jump down here to Ve'al Kulam. Though Hebrew words may be familiar, Ve'al Kulam Yitzbarach Ve'yitramam Shimcha Malkeinu Tamid Le'olam Ve'ed. So it says, Ve'al Kulam, it's translated here as for all these blessings, but really Ve'al Kulam means for everything. It says, for everything may your name be praised and exalted, our sovereign always and forever. So, why is this here? I think it's here because we just called God Hatov. God, you are the good. But it's in Mishnah Brachot, we're told that we don't just bless God on the good, we have to bless God on everything, good and bad alike. And so here, we expand that which we're thanking God for. We're no longer just saying, thank you, God, for the good. We're saying, Ve'al Kulam, for everything. May you be, and actually, notably, the word Modim is not in here. It says the word Modim, which means grateful, is not in here. But listen to the words here. For everything, may you be blessed. May your name be exalted. It's different from thanks. It's kind of a recognition. Though in that recognition, there's also, because this is in the context of gratitude, there's a sense that we are thanking God for everything. We don't say explicitly hara, we don't say thank you, God, for the bad. Same thing with the first blessing before the Shema, Yotzer Or. We say God is Yotzer Or uvarei choshech, osei shalom uvarei et hakol. God makes light and dark, makes peace, and creates, wait for it, everything. In Isaiah, that verse says, and creates evil, but the rabbis changed it to everything. It's kind of a euphemism for good and bad. So here we're thanking God for both the good and bad. It's a very expansive, wide thank you. And then it gets even larger. The prayer continues, may all that lives thank you, and faithfully praise your name forever, God of our deliverance and our help. Not just people anymore. Now we're expanding it. We're not just thanking God for those things that are in the realm of human beings. We're thanking God for the experience of life in general. All life, animal life, plant life, tree life, v'chol hachayim. All life will know you. Which is to say, at some point, we all have an intimacy with God, whether that happens, while we're here, whether that happens, afterwards, whether that happens in a moment or in multiple moments. The entire living community of living things will know you, v'hallelu et shimcha be'emet, and they will praise your name, God, our deliverance and our help. And then the blessing ends. This time we do bow with our knees. We say Baruch with the knees, Atah with the waist, and then up at Adonai. Hatov shimcha ocha na'eh lahodot. Your name is goodness, and praise of you is fitting. So in the end, we do come back to goodness, I guess because we don't want to let go of the sense that God does make good. And if we don't thank God for that, then how can we thank God for anything? So with that, Shabbat Shalom. Stay healthy. And next week, we'll continue with Sim Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.